Welcome, dear friend. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale, hold it for a moment, and exhale slowly. Allow yourself to arrive here, right now, with no pressure, no expectations. Today, we begin a new journey together, the gift of letting go. Letting go is not forgetting. It's not pretending something never happened. Letting go is the art of releasing what no longer serves your heart, so you can open space for something new. Maybe you're carrying old memories that ache when you touch them. Maybe you're holding on to a relationship that ended but still lingers in your chest like an echo. Or maybe you're holding on to an identity, an old version of yourself that no longer fits who you're becoming. When we hold on tightly to what hurts, we think we're keeping ourselves safe. But in reality, we're gripping thorns. The tighter we hold, the deeper they press. Letting go doesn't mean erasing the past. We will walk step by step through this tender process. We will explore why letting go is difficult and what it really means. The hidden costs of holding on, practical practices to begin releasing, and how letting go leads to profound inner growth. For now, just rest in this thought. Your heart is strong enough to release what weighs you down. Your spirit is gentle enough to heal, and your future is spacious enough to hold new beginnings. In the next part, we'll look closely at why we hold on so tightly even when it hurts. But before we move on, take a moment. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, "It's okay to release. I am safe to let go." Why is letting go so difficult? Letting go sounds simple, doesn't it? Two small words, easy to say, much harder to live. Why is it so hard to release something that hurts us? Why do we cling to the things, people, and identities that no longer serve us? Letting go challenges something deep inside, our sense of control. When something painful happens, like a heartbreak, a betrayal, a failure, we search for meaning. We want to understand why. We want to fix it. We want closure. But the truth is, some wounds don't close in the way we expect. Sometimes closure isn't an answer. It's an act we hold on because it gives us the illusion of power. If I keep thinking about it, maybe I'll figure it out. If I keep loving them, maybe they'll come back. If I don't let go, maybe it won't really be over. Healing doesn't come through gripping. It comes through grieving. And grief is not just for death. We grieve lost relationships. We grieve the versions of ourselves we've outgrown. We grieve the futures that never happened. Letting go asks us to walk through that grief, to feel it fully, and trust that we'll come out the other side lighter. There is another reason letting go is difficult. We fear the emptiness that follows. We've built our lives around certain identities, attachments, habits. When they're gone, we're left with silence, space, stillness, and that stillness can be frightening. It feels like nothing but what? If that nothing is actually a beginning? What if letting go is not the end, but the doorway? The doorway to rediscovering who you are without the pain, without the weight, without the mask. Letting go asks us to return to ourselves. And that's the scariest and most sacred journey of all. The role of the ego. There's one more layer we must explore. The ego. Our ego isn't evil. It's the part of us that wants to feel safe, seen, and in control. But sometimes it confuses holding on with strength. It says, asterisk, don't let them win. Don't forget what happened. Don't be weak. But true strength is not in remembering. Asterisk, it's in choosing peace. Again and again, you don't need to prove your worth by carrying pain longer than necessary. You are allowed to choose ease. You are allowed to release without explanation. You are allowed to walk away without having all the answers. Letting go is not giving up. It's growing up into the person you're meant to become. Before we continue, ask yourself gently, what am I holding on to that's holding me back? Close your eyes. Breathe into that question and remember, even if you're not ready to let go yet, asterisk, recognizing the weight is the first step toward setting it down. The hidden costs of holding on. We often think that holding on protects us, that if we don't let go, we're keeping something important alive, a love, a dream, a version of ourselves that meant something. But what if holding on is actually what's keeping us stuck? We don't always see it right away, but the longer we hold on, the more we pay, and the price is steep. We pay with our peace, waking up each day with that familiar tension in our chest, carrying the emotional weight. Like an invisible backpack, we pay with our presence, so focused on what was, that we miss what is. Unable to fully connect with today because we're tangled in yesterday, we pay with our growth. Holding on to the past doesn't allow room for new insights, new loves, new possibilities. Imagine trying to plant seeds in a garden overrun with weeds. Even the most beautiful new life can't take root in soil that's already full. Sometimes what we cling to is not even real anymore. It's a memory, a story, a version of someone or ourselves that no longer exists. And yet, we keep feeding it energy. Like replaying an old movie, hoping the ending will change. But no matter how many times we rewind the tape, the story stays the same. So the question becomes, what do you gain by holding on? And what you lose? If your hands are full of pain, how can they also hold joy. Self-compassion in the process, letting go, isn't a one-time decision. It's a process. A slow, gentle loosening, not a sudden drop. You don't have to force it. You don't have to rush it. This is where self-compassion becomes your greatest ally. Be kind to the parts of you that are afraid. Be patient with the parts of you that still love what you're leaving behind. Grief doesn't move in straight lines. Some days you'll feel free. Other days, the ache returns like a tide. This doesn't mean you failed. It means you're healing, and healing is never linear. Hold yourself gently, like you would a friend in pain. Speak to yourself with tenderness. I'm allowed to feel this. It's okay if I'm not ready. One breath at a time. And if no one ever told you this before, you don't need permission to let go. You already have it. You don't need closure from them. You can give it to yourself. You don't need to explain your healing to anyone. It belongs to you. Letting go isn't forgetting. It's remembering with peace instead of pain. Before we move on, take a moment now. Close your eyes if it feels safe. Visualize the thing you're still holding. Is it heavy? Is it sharp? Is it yours? Now, gently imagine setting it down. Not throwing it away, just placing it gently on the ground. Feel the release in your shoulders, the openness in your breath. Maybe just for this moment, you can walk a little lighter. Practical practices for letting go may sound poetic, but in real life, it's often messy. It's not something you decide once and it's done. It's something you practice a little at a time, day by day. So, how do we actually do it? Here are a few gentle practices to help you begin. 1. Naming what you're holding. You can't release what you haven't acknowledged. So begin by naming it. What are you holding on to? A heartbreak, a regret, a story you keep telling yourself. Write it down. Say it out loud. Bring it from the shadows into the light. When you name it, you start reclaiming your power from it. You move from "this owns me" to "I'm in relationship with this, and I get to choose." 2. Practicing the pause when a painful memory surfaces, or you feel triggered. Pause. Place your hand on your chest. Take one slow, conscious breath, then another. This is how you interrupt the automatic loop. Let the breath be a small act of self-rescue, a signal to your nervous system that I am safe now. Over time, this pause becomes your anchor, a place you return to whenever the waves rise. 3. Releasing through the body emotions. Live in the body. So, don't just try to think your way out. Move. Go for a walk. Shake out your arms. Dance. Stretch. Cry. Let your body do the talking, your mind cannot. You might try a simple ritual. Hold an object that represents what you're releasing. Speak to it. Thank it. Then bury it, burn it, or throw it into running water. It's not about the ritual being magical. It's about giving your body a felt sense that the process is real. 4. Creating space for the new letting go isn't just subtraction, it's also making space. Ask yourself, what do I want to welcome in place of what I've released? Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's trust. Maybe it's a truer version of yourself. Start making small decisions that align with that future. Change the music you listen to. Rearrange a corner of your room. Speak more kindly to yourself. Let these be tiny signs that something new is growing. You are not alone in this. Letting go can feel lonely, but you're not alone. All around the world, people are practicing this same gentle art. There are hands letting go of old pain, hearts learning to soften again, spirits saying, I'm ready now. You're part of that quiet, powerful movement. One breath, one release, one healing at a time. So take your time, be patient. Some things take longer to loosen. Some things need to be grieved before they're released. But know this, you are already doing it. Every time you show up for yourself with compassion, every time you choose peace instead of bitterness, you are letting go. Before we move on, take a moment now. Close your eyes, feel your breath, and gently repeat to yourself, I honor what was. I open to what will be. I am healing. I am becoming. The inner landscape after letting go. There's something no one tells you about letting go. It's not just about freedom or relief. It's also about silence. A strange stillness comes in after the release. You expected fireworks, maybe, but what you get is space, emptiness, and at first, that can feel scary. We've grown so used to the noise, to the ache, the loops, the endless what-ifs, that peace feels unfamiliar. But this is not a void. It is the fertile soil of becoming. Letting go clears the ground. And now, something new can take root. Who are you without the pain? This is a question we rarely ask. So much of our identity can be built around what we've survived, around the stories of hurt, the masks we wore, the wounds we nursed. But what if you didn't have to carry that anymore? What if you could be someone who remembers but doesn't live inside the memory? What if you could tell a different story? You are not your trauma. You are not your shame. You are not the echoes of other people's mistakes. You are who you choose to become, the gentle emergence of the new self after the letting go. Something begins to bloom, quietly, tentatively. You start noticing small things. You laugh more freely. You breathe more deeply. You no longer feel the urge to respond to every old trigger. You begin choosing rest over hustle, boundaries over guilt, presence over perfection. It's not loud, not dramatic. It's soft, like moss growing in the cracks, like sunlight returning after a long winter, and it's real. Letting go is not linear rule. Still have moments when the old pain whispers, memories that sting, dreams that bring it all back. This doesn't mean you've failed. Means you're human. Healing isn't a straight line. It spirals, it dips, it circles back. But each time, your response changes. You soften quicker. You forgive faster. You return to your center more easily. This is growth. This is how you know you're moving forward, even if it doesn't always look like it. Honor the you who held on before we finish this part. Pause and thank the past version of you. The one who held on, not because they were weak, but because they didn't know it was safe to let go. That version of you was doing their best, and that deserves honor. Now you have new tools. Now you have new strength. Now you are becoming someone who chooses release, not because it's easy, but because it's kind. A whisper for your soul, grounding breath, and gently tell yourself, I am no longer who I was. I am becoming someone new with every breath. I release. A new chapter begins. So here you are, not quite the same as when we started. Maybe a little lighter. Maybe a little clearer. You've walked through memories. You've faced truths you didn't want to touch. You've loosened your grip on the things that hurt even when it felt impossible. This is courage. And now you stand at the edge of something new. Not everything is healed. Not every answer is clear. But something has shifted. And that is more than enough. The ongoing practice of letting go is not a one-time event. It's a practice, a gentle discipline of the heart. You will do it again and again. Sometimes it'll be dramatic, like cutting ties or making a big move. Other times it'll be quiet, like taking a deep breath and saying, I choose peace today. To trust, you don't need to cling to be safe. You don't need to carry everything to be worthy. You are allowed to let things fall away. You are allowed to choose lightness. Letting go does not mean you don't care. This is important. Some people believe that letting go means giving up, or that you're cold, detached. But that's not true. You can release and still love. You can move on and still have compassion. You can forgive and still protect your boundaries. Letting go is not an absence of care. It is the presence of wisdom. It is knowing that holding on forever is not the path to peace. It is learning to care, without carrying what awaits you. Now so, what comes next? You create, you rest, you rebuild, not from pain, but from clarity. You discover new joys, new people. Now, there is breath. Now, there is possibility, a final blessing before we part. I want to leave you with this. May you trust the process, even when it's slow. May you find grace in every unraveling. May you never confuse your past with your future. And may you always remember, you are not broken. You are becoming. Let's breathe together. Take one last deep breath with me. Inhale peace. And exhale everything that no longer needs to stay. Whisper gently to yourself, I am free. Am safe. I am whole. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me in this tender journey. Thank you for showing up for your own healing. If this video spoke to you, consider sharing it with someone you love. You never know who might need the same reminder that they are not alone. And if you want to keep walking this path of healing, reflection, and growth, please subscribe and stay with us for future videos. Until then, may you be kind to yourself. May you let go gently, and may you grow wildly and well.